Hey, my name's Luka Kuplowsky, and Toronto is my music community. More specifically, the spaces of the Transac and formerly the Holyoke are deeply instrumental to my creative process and my craft. Both of these venues are and were spaces that hosted a range of events, so dance parties, folk music, experimental, jazz, comedy. And through them, they connected me to a range of other people and sounds in the city. People like Sandro Perry, uh, Jennifer Castle, Marco Starling, Ryan Driver. And this overlapping of genre and this brushing up against the unfamiliar in these spaces is what contributed to me developing my own voice and sound, or a sound that was constituent of many elements. One of my earliest memories in the Holyoke, which I kind of attribute to being the entrance into this community, was going to see Alex Lukashevsky, Felicity Williams, and Daniela Guzunine. And at that point, I had only been to the Holyoke for a curated open mic night called Team Building. It's a really warm and inviting night, and after that I wanted to check out what their other programming was like. So I went to the show, and Alex came up with a nylon string guitar, and Felicity and Daniela began to sing alongside him, interlocking their voices in all these strange and obtuse ways, sometimes so sweet, sometimes guttural, sometimes animal-like, fluttering birds or twittering birds, and then other times like monkeys. And it really unlocked something for me. It introduced me to a sound that was contemporary and localized, while I had kind of considered music mostly through recorded music. That was the music that I kind of idolized and tried to imitate with my craft. And so here was something before me that was accessible and new and interesting. And I had no idea of the community and sounds of which this was emerging from, but just knew I was drawn to it. And now, years later, in a full circle moment, Felicity and Alex are friends and they're collaborators. And on my latest album, they are both performing alongside each other with me. And still in that very expressive and unique way that they play music. The truth of community to me is an indeterminacy of what is common. And so interesting, engaging music and an engaging music community lives in that indeterminate zone. What's so important to local music is its ability to live in that zone. It doesn't necessarily need to be sellable or understood within a framework of the music industry. This is one of the contributors to why so much good music is unheard or doesn't sell, doesn't succeed in monetary value. But that local and that indeterminate zone of a music community is the most important thing to cultivate and to cherish, because it's what sustains creativity. And I think any city would be so empty without local music, without music that starts at a community level. That's my 2 cents on Toronto and the music community. Thank you for listening.